Hello, everyone. Welcome to a delicious barbecue version. It's actually well past 4th of July, but a summer version of the Rivals dev stream. We got Vin back, our famous icon guy / Rhino down player. Still is your title. How you doing, Vin?
I'm doing all right. We're 1 week out from Evo, and I'm looking forward to it. Evo last year was sick, so hopefully this year it's just as good.
Yeah, how was last year? Because last year we had the booth. George went up on stage and revealed Orcane, but I was not there. So how did you enjoy Evo last year?
Evo last year was dope. Like, our booth was awesome because it was kind of like an oasis. Like, you could just go there, chill, play games, talk to cool people, and so yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. Unfortunately, I missed George revealing Orcane on stage. I would have loved to seen that, but I was eating Chipotle or something.
You were at I was gonna say you were watching the booth. I was like, yeah, you were probably told to watch the booth so George could go and reveal it.
Because someone was watching it.
yeah. The booth and watches itself. That's funny though. I caught some of George's thing because we were about to have Luca and I was not able to travel. But then my wife she had friends in town and we went to a Mariners game. So I remember walking up, when you're walking into a stadium and it's crazy crowded, there's people all trying to go to the same spot. That was the moment when the stream was happening. So I'm on my phone trying not to walk into anyone. And then I'm also showing it to her friends. they're like, oh, that's George. They're excited. And then I'm like, yeah, we're going to reveal a character. I remember it was actually really hype. They watched the trailer too. They're like, oh, it's a really good trailer. This is looking really good. So the last time they saw it was 5 years before. It was Rivals 1, and they're like, oh wow.
How could they even hear it though? Wasn't it crazy noisy when you're going into a baseball stadium?
I think I just had it on full volume, not respecting other people's personal space. But I could kind of hear it. Yeah, you're right. It was a little quiet, but still worth it. Cool. So I got an image prepped. Let's see, make sure this works of this year. So this is the preliminary seeding. The actual seeding has gone up. So you can go on Start GG. If you are entered, you can find out what pool you're in. If you're not entered, you can look at some of the expected matchups in the bracket. But this image was posted a couple days ago. Kind of just going over some top players. So let's start off with the big question, Vin. Who are you thinking? Who are your favorites? Who are some of the dark horses you think? Who do you expect to do well at Evo? What's your votes?
So I think that anyone in the top 8 seeding doesn't count as a dark horse. Anyone 9 and below is a dark horse. Let's just get that out of the way.
I think that's fair.
I'm gonna go with 2 picks to win the whole thing. I think it's either Spargo or Cefello.
Fair.
Cefello. I think I pronounced that wrong, but yeah.
Yeah. I go Sophie.
Those are my.
So then you can't mess up. But yeah, that's. Yeah, I watched. What event did she win? That was CEO.
Yeah, the big. Yep.
Yeah, I watched that top 8, and after watching that, I was like, man, that looks hard to beat. That Centerburn looks basically unbeatable when playing well. So yeah, I think that's a good vote. So you think Spargo or Sophie?
Yeah.
Did you watch Spargo's run at where he just dropped the edge guard and that could have been the tournament? That just happened. That was at Gommel.
Yes, it was. I think it was.
Okay. That also, again, just like Sophie and CEO, looked really hard to beat, but then Cake Assault, all he needs is one little entry, one mistake, and he can freaking turn it around.
Yeah, for sure. That's the other thing. Forsburn, I think Forsburn is crazy good, so I can't count Cake out. Like, I think he's one of the best in my opinion.
That's funny because I feel like so I keep tabs over what I think is like the general community's reaction, right? Like trying to just capture like if you took the average person who plays or follows Rivals, like where characters lie. I also have my own like internal tier list, which is usually different. Then I also kind of have an idea of like what Trevor's thinking and what the beta testers are thinking. But the general one, I feel like Forsburn is consistently like the lowest thought of non-heavy, right? He's like grouped down with the heavies, but he's not. You know, he himself is not a heavy. And I've always thought he's pretty good. Like I remember at launch when he was first playable, a lot of people thought he was kind of lacking the tools compared to other characters, but kind of like Absa, even kind of like Edalus a little bit. I think it's like they just play a little differently than Rivals 1. And so then it's hard to find their strengths.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so you have Forsburn up there, which is fair. You think Cake Assault's gonna be in Grands versus your favorite if it plays out?
It's a huge possibility. Yeah. But I think Sophie or Spargo wins.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then, all right, let's do an actual dark horse because there are some players here who it's hard to say they could win it all. But do you have a dark horse that you think could win the whole tournament?
Zeus the Goose.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's fair.
What about you? What's your
I gotta go with my boy if I'm playing a dark horse. I gotta go with Full Stream.
Let's go.
I think the Edalist could do it. The thing with Full Stream though is it really depends on bracket. I think a little bit, because like as good as Edalist is, I think there are some characters and some matchups that are really tough. Unless he's going dual character, ? That could help. You know, like Fleet or Raster. I don't know how. It seems really hard to win a best of 5 as Edalist. Some of those matchups right now. Which again, one of our goals of balance is that every character can be solo main viable. So like, we're definitely gonna be watching it. But at the same time, right now, it's also like, as matchups get older, the counterplay evolves, and I think the early meta, some matchups swing heavily towards, especially against heavies that can get comboed until they learn their tricks. So yeah, I think there's some matchups that it's pretty hard for Edalus right now.
So that's your dark horse, but like, who's your favorite to win?
I mean, I'm gonna be cheering for Plup because I main Maple, and I was cheering for Plup at Genesis. But if I'm going to like what I did this year when I did a hockey bracket is I tried to remove all emotion and just go purely based on what I thought. And I had almost the whole bracket right up until the finals. I picked Edmonton over Florida, so I had that wrong. And I had one first round wrong. So if I did that again this time, I think it's Cake Assault. Cake Assault Marlin in Grands, I would imagine, is a very possible matchup. That would be like my, remove the passion from it. I would love to see Plop in Grands. This year is so sick how everyone, like, top 3 are like very well known from 3 very different games. So I would love to see, Spargo would be amazing would be so exciting, but to have Spargo in Grands. Marlin, we've seen be just completely dominant. Sophie and B-Bats, I think, would be super good, especially now that, like I said, I try to keep track of general sentiments. After that couple Zetterburn nerfs, I heard he's low tier. He could be below Forsburn now. So, Sophie over here on a low tier main, bringing Zetterburn back.
Yep.
I think we could see some excitement there. So, yeah, I think any of these matchups are exciting this time, which is pretty good because I feel like in fighting games, a lot of times, especially at Rivals Peak, not that it was boring, but we had like an expected Grands for a couple years straight, which was Cake versus Penguin, right? It's like if the bracket plays out as expected, these two will play match off in grands, and they did a lot. Right? It was like a lot.
Yeah.
It was really hard to prevent that matchup from happening. I think in this tournament we don't have that straight up, that guarantee. And I think any of these grand final matchups that we have would be awesome for the game. That's the coolest thing for me is like just the excitement, and then the especially someone like Spargo going to grands, and like all the fans of Smash Ultimate watching. That's really exciting to see how far, because he's just so good at platform fighters in general. Like the combo stuff he does, the punish game stuff is impressive, but I'm more impressed by like he just minimizes opportunities for him to even make mistakes. He's just like so good at like just the way he plays neutral, and like the way he thinks about the game. You can see he's like, I don't know, he's just built different. I feel like it's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
And then
it's crazy to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to watch him like be on the defensive even when he's playing, or like make any mistake. Spargo, he's just so clean.
Yeah. It's funny too, because when I'm watching him, anytime he is getting punished or he is on the defensive, in my head, I'm like, oh, well, that's guaranteed, right? Like he's not making a mistake. It's like, that's just like, that's just something that the character he's playing can do. Which I don't really get with other characters, right? With other players, it's like, you feel like, oh, he should have DI'd better. He should have done this better. But so with Spargo and Cake, when the two of them are getting comboed, I'm like, oh, that's just because, Raster gets that.
Yeah, he has to take that.
Yeah, he has to take that. He's got to get hit by that down there. Like, there's nothing you could do. Sweet. Yeah, let's talk about, so we're both going to Evo. We're both going to be at the booth. But we will have to step away because we're both registered for Evo this year. So how are you feeling about your bracket? Who you got? Who you have in your pool? Who are you scared of? What are you projected? What are you thinking?
There's two killers in my pool. So one is ZB, who I have to fight second round if I win. And the second is Evil Nardward, who would body me in the dev tournaments. So, and I think it's 4 people make it out of the pool. I think I'll probably lose to those two, but I think I can make it out of my pool if there are no other dangerous players in that pool. But yeah.
Yeah, those two, the top 2 seeds are. I mean, but that's any pool. It's like, I forget. We talked about mine yesterday. I think it's B-Bats, and who else was in mine? Maybe Dolphin Brick, ? I think it's those 2 are my top 2 seeds, and not be in any of them. Although in Rivals 1, I forget my history with D-Brick. Man, I'm getting too old. There's something with D-Brick. Maybe I took a game. I think I took a game off him on stream, on Twitch, at TwitchCon, on stage, in front of millions of people, because, TwitchCon back then had to have been very, very popular. And right. I'll always have that. So you never know. If I have to play D-Brick in pools, maybe I'll just make it out in winner's side,
Maybe.
Yeah, anything's possible.
We got to make it to day 2. At least day 2. I think we could both do it. Judging by the pools.
We've been practicing. I will say, playing well and practicing and getting better is, unfortunately, as much as people like to think they're getting better, it's not linear, because I've been, playing ranked more. I did, like, right before the reset, I did that grind up to diamond, and I got it for the first time, so I hadn't been diamond before. And I'm like, man, I'm better. I'm learning to hold down. I like do an attack and I hold down, and then I try to punish it. But then I went to a local and I went 0-2. In Rivals 2. Lost my first 2 games. I was like, watched a little bit of HDR that was playing there, and then I was like, well, actually, if I'm already out, I could actually help my wife with the kids and stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna head out. I didn't even stay till the end of the bracket because I was eliminated so early. Um, but I think the day before, or that was a Saturday. So the day before that, we did a dev tournament, which we do internal dev tournaments now. I don't know if you guys remember, we did stream a couple dev ticket tournaments back in the day. They're internal now because we have work in progress characters that are legal. And that's how we get them competitive testing early. So most of the other devs are playing the new characters to test them out. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to play my main. I need practice. So I think I won. I won the dev tournament as Maple. And then immediately the next day went 0-2.
Oh, yeah.
So at Evo, as much as I won, I'm like, I got to do good. I got to make it out of this. I wouldn't be surprised to see myself buster out, but I would like to have, I would like to make it to day 2 and do better, especially at Evo when it's like, everyone's there for fighting tournaments, everyone's there to compete. You just feel better on the weekend if you're like still in bracket. But I'm also not going to be too upset if I do buster out, because I've now experienced it where even if you are getting better, you can have up days and down days for sure.
I'll be upset, Dan. I'll be upset if you bust her out. I'm not gonna let you, and the crowd around you is not gonna let you.
But
everyone's gonna be watching.
What if we both bust her out and neither of us make day 2?
Well, then that's fine. Then I won't be. I won't be sad.
We'll be like, all right, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Now Trevor just needs to bust her out. It'll be
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wonder. Well, some dev has to make day 2.
Yeah. They
sure.
one of them.
Well, is it set up like day 1, day 2? Because Rivals, I believe, I don't know if the schedule's been posted yet, but we'll have to see how the bracket plays out. But yeah, basically make it out of pools is the plan. Is it 1 or 2 pools? Did you check the StarkGG?
It's 2.
Okay, 2.
It's 2.
So our goal is to make it out of the second pools?
The first, I'd just get to day 2, which is second pools. That's the goal.
Into second pools.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I made it that far in something I did, but then I lost in second pools. So, okay, yeah, we can do that. We got this. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Okay, so we can do a little QA. I was thinking I would hop on ranked. So what order do we want to do? I could do like a couple ranked matches and then we could do QA. That feels like a better order. I feel like QA can take endless time.
Right.
Maybe I do like, 2 ranked sets? People can appreciate the Evo grind. What it takes to be platinum in this game, the skills that it requires. And then you have my stream, so Vin, you can tell me what I'm doing wrong. And then yeah, let's do some QA. So let's see.
Yeah.
What am I at now? Oh, I'm almost diamond, dude.
Yeah, you're right there.
I'm just quite talented, I think is the thing. Let's see. Let's see what I got. I got limited on right now. I think for the, what's this one? I'm not doing that. I think
Where is that?
I think for the people, for the stream, I gotta go a little wider. I'm not doing Toronto though either. Get out of here. So Chicago, Dallas, that's reasonable. That gets a pretty good base.
Yeah.
Oh, new update available.
What?
Did we push one during the stream? Because I'm pretty sure I switched right before.
That's nuts.
I think Trevor did actually push something. I remember him talking about it. That's funny. All right, let me switch back to this one. Because then I'll just have a big old blank screen if I don't. And let me update. If it is what I think it is, there might be a HUD change in here that we can talk about when it goes in. We'll see. There might be an actual HUD change that we're trying to get ready for Evo. Trevor's in chat saying it is. So
I don't even know. I
guess we show it first before we talk about it. I know what it is.
Oh, we know.
Hey. We know what it
Okay.
is. All right, sorry. Gotta get capture. That means other people have to update if they want to play me.
Yeah, you got. This is your time to snipe Dan.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
plays at 3 a.m. normally, but
know,
now you
yeah.
can get him.
Well, I start at midnight, and sometimes it like keeps going until 3 a.m. And those aren't the most productive nights either for Rivals of Aether II or my Elo. But sometimes you just gotta be on that grind, you know.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so the HUD changes during gameplay. We're gonna see it, and it was a request for local tournaments that I had because I had 2 tournaments in a row. Not in a row, sorry. Well, it was Genesis and Combo Breaker. Were those the only 2 live ones I've hit this year? Yeah, they are. Okay, 2 in a row where I was sitting in the crowd, a light fixture was blocking the stocks at the bottom of the screen, which meant if I was watching from the beginning of the match and paying attention, I was fine. But a lot of times I would either sit down like during a match, or I was watching pools, so I was doing work too, and I would look up, somebody would die, and then I wasn't sure like what the stock count was. So the HUD change is designed to correct that. Yo, let's go Diamond. Diamond is what I believe in my heart of hearts my skill level is. So when I match against Diamond, I say, I got this. But then it doesn't always work out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this person's definitely stream sniped. I'm gonna say, look, you can see my most used ones. I say don't go easy on me a lot. I say stop flanking me. I'm gonna hit him with that early. Preemptive. Saying that there can't be. Just preemptively. I also like astonishing a lot. I use astonishing when I win. I use it when I lose. I use it. I just use it all the time. It's my go-to after a match.
That's the one I know you for.
First it was only when I was losing I would use astonishing, and then I started doing if I like surprise get a good kill, I use it myself. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta think about this. And now I just use it all the time. It's my go-to. Oh man, my wires are all up in here. If I lose, it's because my wires are everywhere. Oh my god, I'll go.
If you're in chat and you're currently sniping Dan or playing him, you gotta let me know.
I went right into that. See? Full stream taught me that. Oh, sorry. Well, I revealed. I mean, Cake did coach me too, but Full stream taught me. I should not. If that angled down forward tilt, if I had just let it not angled, I would have hit, and I would have been, probably would have won the set by now.
We would have won this set by now.
Probably. I was off strong. Game's a fucking farce. The inputs are a lot. Oh, get out of here.
Everyone realize that Abs is good now? Does chat realize that?
I'm dead.
I think it's been long enough.
I didn't hit B. Oh, there it is. There it was. You see that? All right, see? So now, when you're at a tournament and you're not paying attention, a little stolen from Ultimate, I'll be honest. I thought that was going to kill. Oh, that purpled? Dude, that's why Pup's going to freaking win this tournament, dude. Because these characters can't do nothing versus. Dude, that's not bufferable. You guys know, like, legit how much talent it takes to be able to do that? It's like off the charts.
Shield grab?
Yeah, you can't teach it at a school either.
Yeah.
Oh, she knew. I'm not DIing. If only we had a way that you could influence your trajectory after hit pause. Like lightly, maybe left or right only. Like some kind of way. That would help me a lot.
No, just hold down, just hold down.
Okay. Get him, Terry. Terry didn't do anything. Oh, I stopped with that attack. I was ready. wish I went for the double fair. I would have been a hero. Oh, I'm dead. Need to SDI down, apparently.
Oh. HUD looks good. Shout out to Anita.
Yeah. Looks awesome. I don't like this. What?
Oh, they're saying this is Shadowhawk.
Right now? Aren't they in my pool? I got this. Both now and
Maybe.
at Evo. I believe in myself. If I go this way, we can get. Oh. Ron, you're done. Get out of here. Don't even start.
Alright, lock in.
I'm about to. I should not got not drop shield there. That was my own fault. Had it, lost it. I believe, dude.
Your battle is beneath me.
I don't know if Shadowhawk's in your pool unless they're going by a different name, but
Okay. Well, I thought they were. Never mind. I don't need practice against you. Just go. I guess this is a Maple thing now, these bans. But this is also, those are my two counter picks. Let's go here. It's funny. That's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's just funny. You know, people have the intel, maybe. Or it's just Maples. People learn that she's fast.
I mean, if a top 30 seed is in Diamond, I mean, we're not far off. We could do this, man. We could win Evo.
We're gonna. Like, I think our odds are really good. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Not even close to surviving that. Like, not even, like, just... Really thought I was getting a nair on top of me. I went for the hard read parry. Well, that was sick, because I also thought that. Just kidding. I was trying to fair. Oh, that's good head roll. Apparently my fair is really slow out of disadvantage. Got me tech locked out.
All right, we got damage on the board there. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. I played that really poorly. That was my own fault.
If Dan finally hits Diamond on stream, what happens? He hit Diamond before. Don't sleep on him.
Good diamond. Dude, that's the thing about floaties. Just die off the top. I should have heard that. I don't know what I was thinking. Dude, just trying to dash dance out of it.
Oh, we're back. We're back. I was about to hit Diamond and Dan beat me at 2 a.m. so I had to go to bed like a platinum idiot.
I think that was the maybe first time I've lost to Absol on ranked, actually.
Your battle is beneath me.
It's taken a long time.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Abscess, dude, these Abscess are murdering me on ranked. It's,
Really? I think
I
Mabel beats Absol. Also, I've never played a decent Absol before. Dang. All right, well, good start. Off to a great start. That's the grind, dude. Like I said, it's not linear. GG's, whoever that was. I'm sure your actual tag is not whatever your Steam name was. But great game. Really loved it. Made some mistakes and we learned. Do the devs read the YouTube chat, I wonder? Said MedK. No, they don't. They don't read any of the chats. Ever. But no, we'll do Q&A after. I think, what time is it? 10:30? I feel like one more set, really. Especially if it goes the distance. And we do Q&A after. Maybe 2 more sets.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, so what do I need to improve? What did you see? What was I doing badly?
I don't know much about Maple. I think you just let him get momentum on some of those stocks, and you couldn't turn it around. There's not much you could do about that.
Yeah, the one stock I was trying to fare out of out of the combo, and I just kept eating aerials. That was not ideal. I remember years and years ago on Rivals 1, seeing who was it? It was some melee player being like, yeah, it's like not even worth trying to go for the exchange, like the hit out of hit stun. It's like just focus on DI, teching, rolling away, and then, you know, starting your turn from neutral. Because I think in a lot of Smash games, people like to, I do it in Rivals too, you try to like take advantage back when you're still in disadvantage, and that can just get you blown up. You got to remember, you're basically adding your startup frames of whatever you're trying to do to the disadvantage frames.
Right.
You're adding like, you know, 9 frames of hit stun or 8 frames of hit stun because forward air is not fast.
Yeah. In Rivals and like Smash Ultimate in particular, you can like fight for your turn back, but in Melee you can't as much. So I get that, where that advice comes from. Also, I am reading YouTube chat. I think it's just dead right now, or my thing froze. No one's saying anything.
Nice. How you like Fleet matchup? How's your characters?
Oh, dude, Fleet. I think she's like really good now. It's been a while since she got like that really big nerf, and these Platinum Fleets are just crazy. People who play Fleet and Platinum are just really good.
You know what they're doing.
But everyone's good against Rano.
I don't know, that's true. I feel like
I think it might be true.
Good too.
According to Twitter, maybe.
I mean, yeah, according to the Evo seeds, Rano's just not even in the game.
Yo, true.
That was supposed to be an aerial down special, but somehow it's on the ground. I'm getting knocked off stage. Here we go.
You know, I really love a good wild Twitter tier list. Some of the stuff people put, where they put these characters, it's so much fun to watch.
That was my own fault for chilling there. All right, see, look, there's new HUD. Beautiful. Well, right
Dark
now,
Neo,
on this stage, up there should kill. I got land one. Ow. Did not think that would beat my nair. Go crouch cancel. The thing with Fleet that's really funny too, I've noticed, is yeah, see purple. Is like Orcane, I've played against Fleets who definitely seem like they're coming from like Ultimate or Smash 4, like one of those games, and like basically do virtually no they don't wave dash, they don't do any techs that you would see like a Melee or Rivals 1 player do, and then they beat me. And I'm like, yep. So we made it possible for, you know, all types of players to find. Oh, what did they? I thought the first one hit. But it did not. I was like,
yeah, that's the thing. You could play Fleet without like movement tech, because you could just like spam your options and your floatiness. But then like when you see a Fleet with movement, the game gets really scary. It's like Wow, that was good. That was good.
Just get out of there. Just got out of there.
This guy's in chat, by the way, so you need to lock in.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Didn't know. Dude, that downward. What? Freaking anti-airs. We can grab again. There we go. Oh my god. That's
Let's go.
clutching it out. That was like, I don't believe you're gonna hold up. I thought in my heart, and I said, I don't think you're gonna do it here. It's the time it matters most. We take that W.
Yeah.
We take it.
Chat, were you... Was chat doubting Dan? I don't know.
Hit him with the astonishing. Just one astonishing. I'm not really a multi-emoter either. I do one. Because it takes a lot of effort to send multiple. You gotta reopen the menu.
Yeah, you gotta read them. Come on.
Yeah. That's too much. We're going to dual sale? Probably going to dual sale. Sometimes I ban that now because a lot of people like it. Not even because I dislike it. I'm just like, try to get rid of people's comfort picks.
Yeah.
See? And then I'm also Maple, so I'm like, maybe I'll go to Forest with you because one, thematics, you got to think about that. It's very important in matchups.
Yeah.
Well, that grab was crazy. Grab the startup of my forward special.
You should let us bet on who wins. No, Brawl had that feature back in 2008. Bet coins.
Do it.
People are saying you should be able to bet skins. I think maybe one of our dev team members were saying that. I'm like, that'd be so crazy.
That'd be sick. That double jump was crazy. I did not mean to get as far over as I did. I was already dash stacking, I would argue, Trevor. Over here.
Oh, he's here.
I should just grab ledge there. Have you dead? Whoa. I'm getting some crazy moves. Oh. Thought it was going to be a hero. Get him, Lily. Get him. Sucks. Yep. Oh, did it tether right away. Oh, that's a sweet. We can do that. Second place, right? See, sometimes it makes it. If you tech roll either way direction there, you're probably getting hit by I'm bad. You're probably getting hit by the forward trunk because the time the tech roll takes. I think she had time to do a nair. But went for looked like went for up there. Could I imagine it's slower? I don't actually know fleet stream data. No one does. The crazy part. Never mind.
I just realized I'm watching the Twitch stream and not your like gameplay stream because you had to restart it.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not in there. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So I'm on a delay, people.
I could bring it back if we do one more after this. Oh. Don't fall. I'm going down the other side. See, in there. Let's go. Please die. I thought about dying.
Nice.
Invincible fair. I don't know why I went to challenge it. Oh, let's go, Lily. Let's go, Lily. Oh.
Yeah, the new overlay's in game right now. for people wondering.
Let's go, Lily. Made that down strong safe. Oh, I jumped out of that. That's so stupid.
Oh my god.
Should never do that.
Yeah, we were just looking at the Evo seeds earlier. After this set, Dan's probably gonna do Q&A for a little bit.
I'm really bad at this. Alright, we got this. We got this. Easy W.
Wow, that kills. Oh my.
That's like still old habit from before. Trevor nerfed the grab boxes. I like go for ledge grab when I don't need to. So funny. If I had played Maple later, see, like now, that's also astonishing that they won. See, it works both ways. Gotta use it.
Yeah.
What skin was I using? Pirate?
Bird? No, pirate. I think you were pirate.
Because I wasn't using bird. That's the problem. Boop, 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 boop.
The emote that stings the most when someone uses it on you is "you got smoked."
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I use it when I play people who are better than me. See, it's in my favorites. So if someone's better than me, and it was close, I say, "Nice save," and then I say, "You got smoked."
You lighten the blow a little bit.
And to make myself feel better. It's for my ego.
Yeah.
But I did still lose, so I mean, technically, they're in the right. Oh, what the heck? How did I turn around there? I will say, it's kind of funny that, this is the other thing I noticed where, like, people coming from other games, like the Fleet or Kane, if you do make it to Game 3, and they don't play a lot of Rivals 1 or, like Melee as their main game, it's like, the Game 3 is so much lower pace, just naturally. Like, alright, lock in. Oh my god, dude. Getting just out of range of everything I want. Okay. Well, they deserved that, I think. I hit the button for it.
Nice. You are carried emote. That would be great. I'd use that all the time.
I know.
If you don't play Rano.
I saw someone on Twitter asking for that the other day too. If you don't play Rano.
Yeah. Then I'll hit you with that.
Now?
And you are carrying a graphic of Loxodon. Yeah, it should be pointing to Loxodon. You're right.
I thought I died.
Dead?
I thought I died. But it wasn't me. Just Fleet. Remember. I don't know why I went that direction. It's fine. We got this. Lock in.
I'm just like so engaged in this ranked match right now. I can't even like think. And Dark Neo, if you after this match, you got to tell us if you're going to Evo or not in the chat. I know you're playing right now, but
Please die. Please die. Run into these seeds, thank you.
If Dan wins this game, he will give out lots of free skins.
Yeah, sure. Woo!
Nice.
Okay, I think
We got
that's
him.
good. 10:55. I think we can do some Q&A.
Yeah.
1-1. I'm 2 points higher than I started, maybe. I believe if I had mathed it correctly. GG's. Oh man, we should put tag on this screen, dude. Or Steam name. We should tell Beth. Because I forgot their tag already.
Dark Neo 7-8 something.
Dark Neo 7-8. Other numbers. Congrats. GG's. Your fleet's good. And scary. And also the episode who beat me. Congrats. First episode. I lost one rank maybe. Or maybe second. I don't know. I felt like first. Cool. Let's do back to the main cams. Because we got the chat. I think this is just Twitch chat coming in here, but I also do have a screen on mine that has both YouTube and Twitch. So let's do some questions. I preferably questions about Evo, since that's coming up next week. Ones that we can answer right now. But we will answer all kinds of questions. Van, let me know if you see a good one. I'll start with a couple I see. One person says, have you thought about a way to set your skins to random? Yes, we do want to do that. We don't have like the UI asset for it yet. And I think we keep forgetting. We use like Trello as our like main, like our task tracker, but then we also have like, we got Sentry for bugs. We got like a lot of different tools we use, but I think we're always like, at least Trevor and I are always like, yes, we need random skins. And then we just forget to make a Trello. Because I think at this point, it would probably be Joe on our team who would program that feature. So Trevor wouldn't even make it. But I swear, every time we're at a live event, Trevor, we're like, yo, we need random skin. And then he's like, yeah. And we just forget about it. So here we go. We'll make a Trello card. Somewhere I'll go on Discord after, or Trevor, if you're here, tag Joe and Matt and be like, hey, random skin option. I think the way I would program it is just like make an additional skin palette that's just like maybe the character with a question mark over them, right? We could like silhouette out every character and put a question mark over them or something. I don't know. It would be like their default outfit with a question mark. And then so your character's picked, but you pick a random skin. That's what people want. That's what they want. Can you also make a way to set random colors? Right now, by the way the UI is set, no, not easily. Because like color is like completely removed and like an override. Even if you're set to like a random character that also pulls a random skin, your color is still set right now behind the scenes. So while we could maybe do random color, I think it would be a little bit more of a change to the character select to pull it off. But maybe eventually we would do random color. Make one weekend a month, doubles weekend, and give bonus XP for dubs. That's not a bad idea. We have talked about that as well. The one thing we tried to do is they just have more XP for those 4-player modes in general. So doubles and free for all are more XP. And that was like our way to fill the queue. We have ideas on how to just improve that in general. One idea from Beth that we haven't implemented yet, but I'd love if she has time to do it, is casual would just be one queue. And then depending on who's waiting, it will match you. And if you choose that option, so there'd be like I guess there'd be a fourth casual option. It'd be like casual fill. And casual fill would give the bonus XP and the other 3 wouldn't. So if you do like doubles, you can just pick doubles. But if you pick casual fill, you would get bonus XP. And then that would prioritize free for all and doubles if there's people waiting. And then if there's no one waiting, it will eventually give you a casual 1v1. But you would still get extra XP for it. So that was an idea. And then the other idea that we've talked about is we're planning on doing like modes that rotate in, like, you know, fun modes. I don't know. Like Brawlhalla has like the Brawl Ball, I think it's called. League of Legends had like ARAM and not ARAM because that was a full mode, but ERF, these like temporary modes. So if those slotted into casual, then we'd have to like adjust the queues too, because it's like we can't have like rotating games and free for all and 2v2 all, you know, having enough people. So we'd figure it out. But yeah, we do want to come up with a way to make those queues a little more enticing, casual queues. I think you'd probably see it come the first time we do a rotating mode. I think we would fix the casual queues to get them a little better. Let's do a YouTube question. Any plans on making spectator mode better for viewing doubles? Yes. And you know who's going to be happy you asked that? Joe on our team, because Joe has spent the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe now at this point, on the lobby system, not even the lobby system, on increasing the player server matches to, I guess lobby, to 8 players. And then obviously we can only still have 4 people in a match. But what that means is you'll be able to spectate doubles, and you'll also be able to do rotations with more people if you want. If you want to do like, you got 6 friends and you want to take turns playing, you can swap people in and out. And it's also code that we need for crew battles, which is set for later this year. And that is because in that mode, the main way we're going to play it is 3v3, I believe is the plan. That was on the roadmap for this year, if you follow the roadmap, and that requires 6 people to just play. So Joe had to do 8-player support, and yes, that should work for doubles. Right now we are in the bug testing part of that, making sure that the UI doesn't fall apart and that there aren't any bugs. But yeah, you should be able to run doubles tournaments with spectators later this year, very soon. I don't know exactly when we're going to get the 8-player out, but it will definitely be out before crew battles, because as I said, we need that. We literally couldn't do crew battles right now because all the player lobbies only support 4 people. Do you have an ETA for when the magnifying glass for offstage interactions will be added? Yo, you guys are you? I guess these are maybe things we replied to on Nolt. I'm like, how do you know like what we're working on? So we had an engineering sync on Tuesday or Monday, and Taz, one of our engineers, was just told that the magnifying glass is his next up item after he finished what he was working on. So we want to do that. The thing is, we've told the team that we're going to keep the current magnifying glass intact. A lot of times when we update things, we kind of just replace it. We are not doing that with the magnifying glass. The current one will remain. It will be an option. It will also probably be the default if we detect you're on like Steam Deck or something else, because the way the magnifying glass works is we need to point another camera at the character, and we're probably going to try to render like a low poly version of the character, which while is hopefully cheaper, it's still going to be performance cost to have this type of magnifying glass. So we're also going to have the current one that just has icons for, you know, lower end systems. I don't know. We don't have an ETA, but definitely this calendar year we'll have better magnifying glass is the plan, so you can see what people are doing when they're off stage or off screen.
Here's a good one.
Yeah, you go for it.
Is there anything in the works for a replay takeover feature?
That's a great question. So replays is Kells, who is one of our video editor for all the character trailers. Kells works on, and then Walls on our team, who did tutorials, just released actually intermediate tutorials. Also does all the break the target levels for when characters come out. Replay mode is their baby. They have a feature list that they are tracking themselves. I believe takeover is on there, but there was like bugs that basically made them delay it. I think ideally it would have been something that launched with just right away when replay mode was first in the beta and it had the ugly menu. I think they would have liked it then, But I think there was bugs, and I think what the reason it's paused is we'll need to have another engineer kind of hop in and look at it. If I remember correctly, if Walls is watching, he can give a better answer. But yes, replay takeover is being considered, but it's got to be levied against tutorials and a bunch of other stuff that we're working on. Let's see, Ben, you see any other good ones?
I saw one about, are we going to have a 15-minute panel at EVO this year?
We're working on having something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we should get on stage and talk about stuff or something? Is that a good idea? Is that what you want to see? Should we reveal anything at EVO? What do you think, Vin? You think it's about time for there to be a reveal of something?
I think so. I'm feeling it in the air.
Just like the
wind.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're gonna announce our timing soon. Like I said, I don't know if the full stream schedule for EVO has been revealed or released yet, but not only we're trying to have like a time to make announcements, and we'll post on Twitter, we'll share, post on Discord once we have those times and dates. But we'll also have stuff throughout the weekend. So unlike past EVOs where last year we kind of had all our announcements when George went on stage. George went on stage on that Friday EVO stage, and he announced Orcane, and he also announced that all characters would be free forever. Just blew people's minds, right? They were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the Aether Studios devs are so based. What the heck, man? And the internet just like exploded, and then like people were like at my house. They were just cheering for days, like 2 days straight. And I had to be like, how did you get here? Please leave. That happened last. Yeah, that was all one thing. But this year, because we have Rivals 2 is a game. It's in the extended lineup. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a game. EVO game. It will go on the EVO website. They told us this. Hopefully this is still true. It will go on the EVO website. They will be listed as an EVO champion. They will get an EVO trophy. They will play at EVO in person. So as far as I'm concerned, it's EVO game, which means we will have some stream time as well for the game. So we will have some announcements for the whole weekend too. So definitely, as soon as we announce when the times are, definitely make sure you tune in, because we're gonna spread it out a little bit over the weekend. But we are an EVO game, and we got pretty good. So the funny thing is, the entrance. Yeah, I want to talk about that real quick. Because where did we end up? Like 3 something.
Yeah.
Which I saw some people be like, is that high? Is that low? I say we're main game, but like obviously because we were extended, we were kind of announced separately. So I think in terms of people finding out about it, it was, the main games, it's easier to register. But the other thing I will say is for Rivals entrance, that number is actually kind of insanely good for us, because one, EVO in Vegas, just Vegas itself, going to Vegas, especially around this time of year, is very expensive. So to travel to EVO is kind of insane compared to other events you could go to, other RCS events. So that's one part. And the second part is that this is the only R2CS event where there is no other Smash game at EVO, right? No other bracket. So that means the people registering are traveling to EVO, just for Rivals 2, which means like that number is actually like really sick, because we have a lot of people taking Rivals 2 very seriously, going, especially among that top player graphic, that are going for this game. So like I think for us, for extended lineup, for where we're at, for the fact that they they can't travel and say register for ult and also Rivals on the side, I think the number is great. I think we did awesome. We also have Supernova the very next weekend, which is pushing for the record of the biggest Rivals 2 bracket. I think it was at 99% last night, so it might already be now the biggest one, bigger than Genesis. So like that as well. So I think like, yeah, for us, like we would have loved to we would have loved to beat all the games on the main stage and whatever, but I think we got to remember, like, yeah, just kind of what it means to get those numbers at a game where there's no other Smash game playable, is actually really sick and really promising for the game, because you know, we're planning on adding more and more characters as we go. So like right now the roster is 13, and we'll keep growing as, you know, year over year. So I think our goal is to be at Evo next year, and Evo the next year after that, and the next year after that. So I think that this is a really promising start, and just wanted to comment on that because I saw some conversation, just a little conversation about it when the numbers were released.
Yeah, and if you win Rivals at Evo, you are an Evo champion. That's pretty prestigious, you know.
And it's gonna be pretty good pot too, because we did the Evo skin, so the money from that level one, yeah, the money from that shop that we put the Evo Olympia skin on is going towards a pot bonus for Evo, so it'll be good.
Yeah.
All right. Thoughts on ease of use ratings next to characters on select, or randomized tips when queuing. The game needs every opportunity it can to present itself as beginner friendly. That's a great point. I think I'm not opposed to it. Like, we had those little info boxes in Rivals, which I'll be honest, didn't do much, but occasionally I would see people playtesting at PAX. New to the game, they'd be using the playtest feature in Rivals 1. And one person would be in that reading the 3 pages about their character and like learning it. And I was like, that's exactly what it was for. So like, there are things where for me, I kind of like, I see how much it's engaged with myself. A lot of times it's kind of, you know, just my own reactions. So like, I got to remember that there are, you know, people, even if only a couple people use it, they can get benefit from it. I think ease of use numbers would be a little tough to commit to, because it's going to change over time. Even someone like Raster, like, we just made a patch where we tried to make him more beginner friendly a little bit by changing some values. It's also like, people are going to use it against you. They're going to be like, oh, well, you can't make Loxodon good because he's easy, because he's like a pub stop, so now he can't be the best character in the game. And I'm like, well, no, like, he could if like Keikoso played him and won the bracket, won the tournament. So like, there's a lot going into like that. The tips is a good idea. We'd have to come up with enough tips, and then also one of the big things for us that makes UI hard is we are engineering strapped on UI. We're actually currently looking, not crazy hard right now, but if you go to the Aether Studios website, that's the one job listing that's still up there, is UI programming. Someone to help Joe on our team. And then we also have to we've committed to localization in a handful of languages now. So like, all those tips would have to be localized as well, which just creates additional work. So I think tips is a good idea. I think you would see something like that before character ratings, because character ratings are also subjective. And it's a lot. And putting something on character select, like, that's a screen you see a lot, so you'd have to be really confident to put something on there. Why would Cake play Loxodon over Forsburn? Great question. I think the answer would be like, a long time ago in a game called Super Smash Bros. Melee, there was a young upstart he went by the tag Mango, and he played this character called Jigglypuff, and he did some damage, and people were like, hey, you only won because Jigglypuff is stupid and it's a balloon and we don't like it. It doesn't represent the spirit of Melee. And you know what that Mango did? He said, hey, what is the spirit of Melee? And then he destroyed people with those characters for 15 to 20 years or whatever it is now. So maybe people are like, hey, Forsburn, not that cool. You know what would be cool, Cake? Loxodon. And then he might do it. I don't know. I don't think he would. But you know, anything's possible. So just saying.
Could happen.
I think Soul Rifle was doing some work with Loxodon. I was scared of it around launch. when I got to see it. Maybe I played against it in doubles and lost. I feel like that happened to me at Genesis. I forget. I don't know if I played against Soul Rifle, but I don't remember what character he was playing. That's how. Just that, I'm so skilled that it it doesn't matter. Just ran Maple all over him. But no, we definitely lost. That's how Pluff and I got knocked out of losers at Genesis. Was Soul Rifle and his teammate Lee. Wiley. Anyway, Steam Deck performance. That's just a wish a question mark on YouTube comment. Great comment. Yes, we're working on it. We have done a lot of research this past couple months into Steam Deck and what the issues are. Some of the stuff, we found like 95% of it is stuff that we have to fix ourselves. So we have some menu loading and unloading bugs that are making the menus a lot slower than they were at launch. Those we're going to try to get fixed this year. Again, that's part of the reason we're looking for UI programmers to alleviate so Joe can fix those issues. We also we want to look at performance, but like game performance is probably the hardest thing to fix on there, just because we've already had a couple engineers come in and kind of look. Everything is so like basically everything in the code that's left is like integral at this point. So what that means is any optimization we're doing in terms of like CPU, like gameplay optimization it's rewrites, right? It's like, okay, this is important. We need to do it. How do we rewrite it to be cheaper? And then the other thing we're looking at is GPU optimizations for Steam Deck, which would be like graphic stuff. Corey on our team is our tech artist. He already did a little bit of work giving options. I think our plan is to just give what people are doing with mods that you see right now. I've seen some people like basically turning off all the stages. We've looked into that. It's honestly like really minimal, the gains, unfortunately. But it doesn't need to be like that ugly. You don't need to just like make the screen black. So like we're going to just make some more tools where, you can go into graphic settings and do that yourself. And hopefully that kind of stuff will help on Steam Deck as well. Like I said, that specifically is minimal, but there is some other, like character shaders that we have for doing like Loxodon Lava, things like that could just have cheaper versions of it that we could put into graphic settings. So we are going to do some GPU improvements, and then controllers on Steam Deck is still a big to do for us, because right now, if you wanted to run a local on all Steam Deck, you would have to be smart, and you would probably have to have all the Steam Decks, because you would have to install Windows to get Zadig set up, and then and then you could switch it back over to Linux for SteamOS. So we're working on trying to change the input over to SDL, which ideally will allow us to use the GameCube adapter without having to boot camp it or to Windows boot it. And that is a Joe task after he's done his current menu stuff. So again, getting back to needing engineers. But Joe's working through SDL, and then we're also just improving controllers all up, trying to add glyphs for some other popular controller types. And I just was talking to Joe yesterday about mouse buttons, mouse button support, and some other controller asks that some people have, but it's not that loud on Note, but it's something that we've been tracking for a long time. Input drops on Steam Deck too. Yeah, that's again probably like performance, right? If you're running sub 60, you run the risk of like input dropping. So hopefully that goes hand in hand. We can look at it separately. But again, if we're rehauling how the controllers work, if we're going to SDL and that improves controlling, then maybe it will help. All right, Vin, any good ones you see?
Loxodon plush when from Rottweiler.
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, I can give a little inside knowledge because we don't normally, but we have not concepted a full-size Loxodon plush yet. I'm pretty sure. I'm 98% sure. There's a 2% chance that Andy on our team did it, and I just forget what it looks like. Which means if we haven't concepted it, that means Symbiote does not have a concept for it, which means they're not thinking about it either. But that should move up our to-do list, because that's a character that has not had a plush before. A lot of the, Orkane got a new one for Rivals 2 with the new design, the Disney eyes. But Loxodon doesn't even have one, period. So that's a good point, right? We'll get on that, maybe. If I remember, I'll hit up Andy and be like, hey, Loxodon plush.
Yeah, he's the only launch character who doesn't have a plush now that I think about it.
Yeah, because Fleet got one from Dungeons.
Yep.
Okay. Can we expect event stage skins in year 2? If you mean event like we're doing with Evo and stuff, probably not. Maybe. Right now we have one environmental artist. For the development of Rivals 2, we had 2. And they would work in tandem, kind of work together. We had Ty and Mason on our team. And then Ty was more senior and would kind of help. And then Mason would get assigned stage and Ty would help. Right now we just have Jacob working on the team. So we're able to produce a little less than we would have when we had 2 people, obviously. Right now we are still planning stage skins in general. One thing that we're already working on, though, is not just like the stage skins, but like how new layouts are going to work. Because we've said before, and I'll say it again, is like we're only planning on there being 10 stages in ranked and in tournament mode, local, at any time. There's only 10. But we do want to make new layouts, and we want like there to be different layouts that people like. And we want them to basically, there will be stages that are out of competitive play that you can play in casual, or you can play in just regular local. And we already have a glimpse of that. If you play local right now, you can actually hit the right bumper and you can select one of the double stages on like a second page, even if you're in singles, right? So if you're playing local play. So like that would be an example of a stage that's like out of competitive rotation, would be like the big forest when you're in 1v1. So our plan, ideally like after Genesis, is that some stage 1, potentially 2 per year will be like, hey, people keep complaining about X, Y, Z. We retire that stage. We put in a new layout that has a new location, right? So maybe, for example, Crystal Oasis has a skin. Maybe Crystal Oasis also gets a layout in the future. So there'd be a Crystal Oasis stage, right? Let's say Hyperwarren Harbor gets retired, because that is one everyone keeps complaining to me about, even though now it's my go-to counter pick as Maple. I don't get the hate, but people don't like it. So let's say we retire that one. Hyperwarren Harbor would move to that page 2. And what we would probably most likely do is we would also release a new stage skin the day that Hyperwarren Harbor gets retired. So that would be on top of probably Crystal Oasis, maybe just any other legal stage, maybe like Hodojo. Just a layout that's like a bit more consistent, like one we don't think is really going to get phased out anytime soon. We'd put a stage skin for Harbor over that, so that way you can still have Harbor music, Harbor art in the 10 stages, but the real Harbor would be out. The reason I'm saying all this is that our plan is like there will be some new layouts that get introduced that don't go into competitive right away. So imagine like a new stage skin that's going to come out. It might come with a stage as well for that's not competitive, but then also it would have a stage skin for one of the 10 competitive. So like that's our plan. So anytime a stage is outside of the 10 competitive, it will also have a stage skin on one of the 10 competitive. The thing that's going to make this awkward is, let's say many years from now, I don't know, 3 or 4 years from now, we retire Rockwall unless a rock wall already had 2 skins on it, then it gets a little dicey, because then it's like, oh, well, not only do we need to make a rock wall stage skin, then any of the stage skins that we might have to make multiple stage skins if we want to retire a popular layout that has. But the goal is, so that's the high level goal is, hey, there's always gonna be 10 competitive stages. Maybe we'll change that eventually, right? Maybe we'll get enough layouts where people are like, hey, I really like all of these. Maybe you should do 15 with 3 bands. I'm not saying we're ruling that out, but right now our plan is like keep it at 10, have stages coming in and out. That way we can kind of see what's working, see what people are playing, see what people are banning, and then move stages around. Cool.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Can we get the ability to send messages in 2-player private lobbies again?
In 2-player private lobbies. Is that not working right now?
Yeah, because the 4 slots appear when you start a lobby.
I didn't know we broke. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, because it just does the 2. It just takes up the 2. Yes, part of this Joe's work is to make lobbies work with all players, including 3 and 4 player lobbies, which I believe is what we are testing with Joe this week. What we're doing now, I guess I don't know if we've talked about this before, but it's exciting. So what we're doing is the Rivals 1 design, where when you're in a 4-player lobby, we're going to stack the other players along that right box, right? Because you only really need so much information. It'll show like their character, if they're ready, that's about it, and their name and their icon. And we'll stack them. And then that way the chat is still accessible in the center. And then all lobbies should use that, and casual play. So that is the current plan. That is not crazy far removed. Like I said, we're testing it now, so we're looking at a month or so to have that. That should also fix. I didn't realize. I guess I knew that we broke it, but I had forgotten it because I mostly play ranked and casual now. And usually when I'm doing lobby 1v1, I'm on a call with the person. But you should be able to emote in there anyway. So yes, that should all come back. And in addition to having a new UI that stacks people, so you can do it in more than 4 people too, or more than 2 people. Are we ever going to get melee FD stage where there are large walls, but there is a cutoff on the bottom? Wait, what do you mean by large walls on FD? I don't understand that question.
I think they
Gerudo.
mean the main platform's floating, so it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, because of how important wall jumps are, I don't know if we're ever going to do that like the B platforms in Rivals, right? Even Air Armada has to be like a rectangle for it to even work. We'll try it. I think honestly well, we'll save for future announcements, but like just having like non-competitive stages, right? That can be a little crazier and don't care so much about wall jumping and recoveries, that you can access outside of the 10 main stages. Maybe some additional ones go into that page and they're maybe a little more fun. I think that could help, because then we can do, layouts that people more expect without having to worry about how broken it is in ranked. Dan's Demand says, I'm in your EVO pool. The Maple Ditto of Dan's would be legendary. Are we seeded to potentially play each other? Probably not, right? Well, I guess, maybe. Are you projected to make it out on winners, Dan's Demand? Because if so, probably not going to play each other, because I'm not projected to make it out on winners. I think I played B-Bats, right? I played somebody really good in my projection or whatever. Although, I mean, Was that actually Shadowhawk? Isn't Shadowhawk a high seed? I think, we can do it. We could level up a little bit more. I just gotta start grabbing people after I hold down. That's what Fullstream told me. He's like, just grab people. You're right, man. You're so right. I'm projected to make it out. We're not on the same side of winners or projected losers. Oh, yeah, I don't think we're gonna play then. But unless we just both unless I just upset some people, you never know. Dance the man. We got this. But yeah, I'll cheer for you. Maple and Dan. It's just like, I'll live vicariously through you. All right, let's see some Evo questions. Ask anything questions about Evo. We did answer a good one at the start, which is they asked if we're gonna have a Friday thing, and I said keep your eyes peeled because we're going to be tweeting about when you can tune in. But the big thing is it will be spread out over the weekend, so there'll be a couple announcements. Are there plans to get the tutorial modes finished ahead of Evo? Yes and no. Yes, in that intermediate tutorials are out. They were included in the patch notes. We haven't done a lot of social promotion around them yet because there's still a couple like game feel changes that I asked for Wallace for that he is working on, and we'll hopefully get up like Monday maybe. So we'll tweet about those. Those are in the game before Evo. Some of those are pretty helpful. It's not, we're not getting into floor hugging or anything like that yet, or dash dancing, or like some of the things that would be advanced lessons. But DI is in there, which is pretty important if you don't come from platform fighters. It finishes showing you the rest of the attacks. It also shows you like kind of how to react to DI. That's a lesson that Trevor made in Rivals 1 that we duplicated with you hit Orbi, and if Orbi DI's out, you have to dash attack. If Orbi DI's in, you have to up tilt. So intermediate is pretty good, and that will be helpful as we're expecting there to be a bit of a player influx around Evo for surezies. When can we expect character-specific tutorials? Not that soon. We are probably going to wait until like a console launch for character-specific tutorials because characters get changed a lot right now, and in general, right? Raster's current would have to have been redone, not just rewritten, reprogrammed like 3 times at this point, or 2 times, I guess. So we are going to wait on those for as long as possible. We'll get advanced ones in. We'll get the core mechanics character ones. I think our plan is we've talked about trying to get a moveset list in to kind of help bridge the gap. So that's something that I'd like to get in, sooner rather than later. And then character tutorials wouldn't be till, we basically, in my mind, a console launch has, more stuff for the non-competitive player. So it would have like, the character tutorials, it would have chapter 1 of story mode. It would have stuff like that. Are Evo and Supernova going to be the same patch? Yes. They are only a week apart. They will be on the same balance patch as each other, which I believe is this. Well, I know. It's this balance patch. It's right now. Evo was just getting updated with their build on the machines, and Supernova will be on the same one. So if you're practicing, you can be confident that you are practicing the right thing for both Evo and Supernova right now. Yeah, moveset list with a static image and block of text. Yeah, there would still be some changes in something like that. My plan would be the text would actually be like in-game engine, right? So it's not like we're updating images. It would also have to be localized too. But yeah, that would be a lot easier to maintain than character tutorials right now. I asked you this earlier, but what can we fans do to help you get on Evo's main stage next year? As fans? That's a great question. So there's stuff that we know we need to do to kind of help make Evo easier. I think a big one is just, like being on console would just be so much easier, right? It's really hard to run a PC game at the size that, even at 300 people is crazy difficult. At 500, at Supernova and Genesis, it's very difficult, especially because Rivals 2 is more demanding. So like for us, it's like first thing is performance, right? We gotta make the game easier to run on lower end machines. So like Steam Deck would be viable, is just a help even before console, and then also those same optimizations are going to help console. That's like a big thing for us. The one thing that makes us console a little nervous is like depending on which console is the main one. Not all controller types would be work out the box. So like, are there going to be companies that are willing to like make adapters for Rivals 2 players to play with GameCube on XYZ or play with Xbox on other things? So like that's something that makes us a little nervous of like trying to say like, hey, our tournament setup is XYZ console, whatever one we are able to get the game on. So but that's like our side. In terms of the fan side, I mean, watching Evo, buying stuff from the Evo shop, getting that pop bonus up. Obviously you can't register for Evo anymore, but just kind of attending locals helps a lot. I think like the number that we got, like I said, is very good for being in the extended lineup and kind of gives us motivation for next year, especially if I would say like going to whatever R2CS major is nearest you is huge for helping our chances for next year. Because if we have a good Evo, then Supernova, as of right now, has more entrants, right? As long as people play, right? Like if you're registered, please play at Supernova. Don't DQ out. As long as like each of these tournaments are drawing big numbers as the year's wrapping up, and come December, all the R2CS events that we have are doing well. Whatever we have lined up for early next year has a lot of entrants. Those are massive, right? Because when we're talking, we can show, hey, look how many people are registered for this, and if the game is growing, from last year to this year, or even just like keeping its launch numbers, like right, just maintaining local entrants, that's really big. So I think that's something that's really good. And then yeah, like I said, watching is massive too. So as a fan, those be the three things: is please sign up for your closest R2CS if you can, watch Evo, and go find the Evo Olympia on the shop and get it before the event. That's how you can help us maybe be a main game next year. I don't know. Like I said, we had to do some stuff too, but yeah.
Yep.
Are there plans for a Switch 1 console release, or is it going to be Switch 2? I can say it's too early for us to comment on Switch at all, on account of we haven't, on Rivals 2 at least. So like Rivals 1, we have Rivals of Aether and Dungeons of Aether are both on Switch. I was the main, console programmer, I guess you could say. So the person who actually compiles like the builds and sends it to Nintendo and all that stuff. Rivals 2, we haven't even cracked open to begin the process. So I have no idea. I mean, just in terms of like the game's more demanding, I gotta imagine it would be very challenging to get a Switch 1 build, but I don't actually know, right? Like we have to do optimization to get it to run better on Steam Deck in the first place. So like if we optimize really well there, and I don't know, but like right now, like we haven't thought about it at all, but I would say it is a more demanding game than Rivals 1. So that, like, if we're not targeting anything, it would be because of that, because of performance. All right, let's see. Dan, am I happy? Somebody asked.
It's a good one.
It's a good final question. I'm gonna ask it to Vin afterwards too. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I just did a trip. I was on the East Coast. If you follow my Twitter, you saw some skimboarding clips. I also got Mikey. He's 4. He was on the skimboard. I got him to ride it on his knees and then also eventually kind of stand up. Not really. He would just jump off after like half a second. But you know, I think next year for sure, we'll make some more progress. So just like full stream, I felt like full stream because Mikey's 4. And then I feel like the way that I approach Rivals is like a 4-year-old. And full stream's trying to teach me, and he's like, "Why are you doing this?" So it did remind me of that, and I tried to teach him skimboarding. So yeah, that was really fun. And then got a lot of I'm from Philadelphia originally, so when we go back to the East Coast, we usually do Philadelphia and then like South Jersey, the shore. So I just had I had so much food. I was sending pictures to Vin because I was talking about the trip before. I was sending pictures of like cheesesteaks. The pizza place I went to, I forget what else I got. Pretzels, Philly pretzels. There's just a lot of food on the East Coast that you can't get out in Seattle. So yeah, I think that I had a good trip. And then I'm only back for like a week and a half. And then I go to Evo. Trevor and I will both be there. Vin will be there as well. So yeah, we're feeling pretty good. Vin, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm super excited for Evo, and you know, things have just been good. And I live on the East Coast all the time, so I get to eat all the good food. You know, you got to go back to Seattle and deal with that.
I don't know. You still need to go to the pretzel factory. We've discussed this. So that's like a chain now. So it's originally, they're just trying to make Philly style pretzels, but it's up by you, right? There's one by you?
Yeah, dude, there's like 3 by me. I had no idea until like we talked about it. I still got to go.
If he doesn't, I told him there is one in Vegas. It's in like between 2 of the casinos. There's like this outdoor shopping area. There is a Philly pretzel factory. I gotta imagine they ship them out or something. I don't know what they do, but if Vin doesn't get there in the next week, then I'm gonna drag him to the one in Vegas. I don't know when. Maybe Sunday, I guess. I haven't checked our schedule of like we're gonna have to go when it's actually open. That'll be the hard part.
Yeah. We were looking at like all these places to eat, but I'm like, we're probably gonna be so busy not being able to hit any of them, you know?
Well, hopefully what we can do is like go to stuff in pairs, right? Like somebody watches the booth and 2 or 3 people go, because we'll have like 6 or 7 people from Rivals there. So but we can't all go. That's the thing. It's like we can't all go as a big group. That's the sad part of like doing a convention is like you get to know each other better, but it's in smaller pairs because the other half has to watch the booth.
Yeah.
And a lot of times at PAX, what I would do is come back with food for them, and then they would like go to find a break area and just like eat it in the corner. It's so sad. Okay, that was a good last question. All right, so Evo's next week, which means I will not be here. So there's a good chance we're going to take a dev stream off. Trevor and I will legit be doing setup on Thursday. We're gonna have a booth at Evo where you get to play the game. Maybe something new, I don't know. And then George, I think, is also out next week. I believe. So as of right now, I think there will be no stream next Thursday. If there is a stream, it will be someone who's not traveling. So we will tweet about it if there is one. But as of right now, plan for there to be a 1-week break. And then we'll probably have stuff to talk about after Evo on one of the dev streams. So we'll see who we get. Thanks, Vin, for hopping in this Evo themed one. You have any closing remarks?
I'll see you there, and if you're in my pool, look out.
Yeah, I think I personally think Vin is seated a little low. They don't know because you're higher than me on ranked. You're like you sit in like mid diamond. I'm like pushing diamond, as you can see here on this screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't know. They don't know about you.
Yeah, Menace doesn't know. Whoever seeded it.
I don't know actually. I thought Evo had their own team. But I'm sure they talked to Menace because he's the guy. All right. Well, thank you everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.